Welcome back to the Two-Tone Money Super 1 British Karting Championships from the Lakeland Stadium in Rowrah, and it's junior Rotax time. Bradley Barrett and Tommy Foster on the front row, with Chesterton and Hunter alongside in second row. Ravenscroft, Lowther, Bunce, Gilbert, Koika, Conker, Pryor, Lockwood, Edmonds, Thompson and co. It's going to be a really interesting battle, this one. Keep an eye on the rookies at the back. Isaac Smith and Abby Munro could charge forward. Here we go, and it's even wetter than it was before. Tiptoeing into the first corner, a little bit of nudging as we go through the first couple of apexes, but we just about manage to get through the chicane without too many incidents. Once again, left-hand side, that's your field for the 2017 season. Hitting the front, though, for the first time. It looks as though that is going to be Brad Barrett holding on.
Yeah, Dan Holland racing driver has had the lead from the start. Managed to get through on the first lap. We've got any dramas. Looks like everyone's through. There's a lot of standing water on the track, and it is absolutely chucking it down. Look at that.
Haven't seen it this wet since the Lewis Hamilton days back in 1998. It was a bit tricky then, and I tell you what, it's just as torrential now. Everyone just about picking their way through. Tommy Foster still towards the front, in there behind Barrett. Pick a driver from a distance. It's really, really tough. But third position, no doubt about that one. That is the 33 in there. Reese Hunter doing a cracking job in third position, and he is the cork in the bottle.
We've seen Lewis Gilbert in mini maxes and in junior max as well here. That's Guy Cunnington on the 52. You will see him during it. That's Jamie Conker, new to the championship. Finley Bunce, Team KR. Who else we got? Henry Stennett on the 65. These are the drivers that are registered for the championship. Oakley Pryor will be on the 66. For Team Clay Pigeon, Matthew Collins, a privateer, on the 74. Clayton Ravenscroft, one of my ones to watch for KR Sport. The rain is unbelievable here. Klaas Koika will be a front runner, no doubt about it. And Jason Lockwood, Darren Brown thinks that he will be a front runner this year for Persistence Motorsport.
Well, everybody just about getting through, no problem at all in the first couple of laps. Look at this, a nice banzai move up the inside. That's beautifully done as Foster and Chesterton battle it out. But Foster is back through in a second position. Tyler Chesterton, though, he will want a piece of this. Reese Hunter in fourth place now. Bunce, Ravenscroft, Klaas Koika, then it's Lowther, Gilbert and Edwards. So in two races here at Rowrah, we've got Lewis Gilbert in the top 10 in both. But he's going to need to push a little bit further than this. He will, of course, have the experience of the Minimax race earlier on. Difference is, though, it's a lot wetter now.
Yeah, it is. Reese Hunter, the leading rookie on the 33, doing very well there in fourth place as well. One of my ones to watch, Clayton Ravenscroft, has dropped a place, started fifth down to sixth as Gilbert goes through the picture with his, I think that was with his teammate there, James Lowther as well. Two rookies on the 22 and 43 karts respectively. They come out of the Stuart S's. You can see the rooster tails coming off, and the kart, say if you're right behind a kart in front, what can you see? Not very much.
Here's Reese Hunter. Oh, that was very nearly a spin from Finley Bunce behind, but he held it very well. And again, it's bunny hopping over those curbs. It completely displaces the kart's weight, and it transfers to wherever it feels like going at the time. He was able to get back on the lock stops very nicely indeed there, and that was a dab of the brake, not a stab. If you put too much in, oh, there's a spin. That is Klaas Koika. Klaas Koika's gone around. Now that is a big frustration. He always seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, doesn't he, Klaas? We know how great a driver he is, but he always seems to pull the short straw. But he'll love an opportunity to fight his way through and pick off karts like they're raisins. Yeah,
but I think he'd have preferred to stay in 7th place. He's down to 15th now, 15th of the 22 runners in 15th. He might even be down further than that,
yeah,
to be honest.
I think Cunnington got through as well, so he might be down around the 17th place mark actually by now. So we've still got a long way to go in this one. It's Barrett, Foster, Chesterton, Hunter, Bunce and Ravenscroft. Keep an eye on Clayton Ravenscroft actually there in 6th position. He's closing in on Hunter and Bunce. There he is in the 75. He's pushing very hard indeed. The white helmet at the 3rd position of this queue, but this is the battle for 4th place. And it looks to me as though Reese Hunter, the leading rookie, is actually going to have quite a lot of work to do here to keep these guys back. But in these conditions, having guys like Finley Bunce and Clayton Ravenscroft behind you, that's an incredible display.
James Lowther made up a place on that lap. You may have noticed in the positions bottom right of your screen. Again, Reese Hunter, the leading rookie, Lowther and Gilbert, 2nd and 3rd in the rookie battle. The 3 KR Sport drivers having a momentous battle all of their own. They head down towards these stewardesses one more time. Clayton Ravenscroft on the back of that battle will not be able to see very much in front of him. He's got water spraying up into his faceplate on the helmet. He won't see very much at all. No windscreen wipers.
Well, everybody gets a massive ball of spray into their helmets on the way out of Iredale, on the way down to the braking zone of Iredale's. That's not a wet patch down there. That's a little mini lake as into the final turn, all the way through Paddock Bend. That's a great move up the inside. Ravenscroft has picked that one beautifully. Finley Bunce has no response, and down to the chicane. He has to get on the brakes. Ravenscroft was already trying to get away from him. Beautifully done there from Clayton Ravenscroft. Now he needs to get onto the back of Reese Hunter, but watch as they come through. He's going to make a very late lunge up the inside. Not quite going to make it through, and Finley Bunce is going to get alongside. Now watch this wet patch on the inside line. Massive kick up there from Finley Bunce. And there's a massive steam as they get on the brakes as well. If that gets on the engine, it's like a pressure cooker almost. It's very, very difficult to keep control. But these three out front, Barrett, Foster, Chesterton, they have separated now. But still, Reese Hunter taking the pressure. Ravenscroft and Bunce leading the charge with Lowther for company.
Lewis Gilbert made up a place on James Lowther. So it's Gilbert in front of his teammate there. There they are. That's Gilbert on the 43. Lowther on the 22. And they are chasing the two KR Sport drivers. That's Finley Bunce in front of them on the 58. He's going to come under pressure sometime soon. Clayton Ravenscroft getting away. Here comes the 22 alongside his teammate, James Lowther. Has he got him? Yes, he has.
And watch out, Oakley Pryor's going to try and get through as well. Oakley Pryor almost managed to get the move done in there as well. This is very close indeed. The 66 wants an opportunity to get through. Can't quite make it stick. Lewis Gilbert having to play defensive for a moment, and his own teammate there giving him a really nasty scare. James Lowther picking the moment beautifully. Now he runs deep, and again using the inside line, but that's the dry line where there's a lot of rubber down. You're not going to get quite as much grip in the wet, and he comes under more pressure from the 66. You've got to love when the weather plays into its hand here at Rowrah, one of only two racetracks in the world that I know of any discipline of motor racing that is in a quarry. The other one, of course, was Longridge in the 70s when Formula One cars used to race there as non-championship events. That's long gone now, but this one still absolutely magnificent in writing history.
Bradley Barrett, a bit like Alex Lloyd in the Minimax race earlier, with a very, very comfortable victory here out front. I say victory, as long as he doesn't spin off, basically. He's got a massive lead, Bradley Barrett on the 10. There he is. I say massive lead. He's 10 to 12 kart lengths over Tommy Foster. The privateer is doing particularly well. Tyler Chesterton, one of my ones to watch in third. That's a battle. That's Ravenscroft up the inside of his teammate.
Saw that coming a mile off. Watch again. It's that bow wave on the inside. Look, it's this little mini lake that we've got. Smashes the inside lane of that puddle. That completely loses your grip. There's three wheels on the deck and one in the air. There's nothing you can do except drift through and hope you come out the other side. Nicely picked off there by Clayton Ravenscroft.
That's exactly what a kart has to do to make the turn, of course. It has to lift its inside rear wheel to turn a corner. And that's what it does. You want to see that in the wet. Last lap. And look at this. Tommy Foster putting Bradley Barrett under pressure. We're back with the midfield battle here. That's the 56 kart going through the picture. That's Jamie Conker. First look at him. But Barrett is that leads it, and he has the fastest lap. But here comes Tommy Foster.
Oh, he's setting up a showdown, Tommy. Thanks very much for this. We're loving it. The new O-plate, Tommy Foster, waiting till the very last to try and put in a bit of a battle here to Bradley Barrett, who is hanging on beautifully here, the DHR driver. Are we going to see two Dan Holland Racing wins in the same, well, in the same hour, I suppose? Because Alex Lloyd, very successful beforehand. He just needs to hang on to this. Tommy Foster, the privateer, is going to give him as much as he possibly can in terms of a challenge. The O-plate is giving it everything. He's only got two corners to go. Barrett knows he's there, though. He's not going to throw this away. Into Paddock Bend for the last time. Barrett and Foster entertain us royally. They are first and second with Tyler Chesterton through in third position. We're getting word, though. Oh, hang on, that's Barrett. Barrett's been given a penalty. It's a front fairing penalty. He's led the race from the start, though. He's not contacted anybody. And Foster's got a mechanical non-compliance. That gives the win to Chesterton. I don't believe it. First and second are excluded. This is like Brazil 95 in F1. What's the penalty for?
Well, he's led the race from start to finish. He's never had a kart in front of him. The nose fairings are there so that, well, to stop you running into karts in front and pushing them off the track, and you get an automatic 10-second penalty. But let's have a look at this slow motion here. There's the right-hand bracket. That looks like it's in place to me as he comes into paddock. This is for the last time. That looks like it may be on the back of the bracket, and if it is, that's an automatic 10-second penalty. And I can only think that's because he's hit a curb. There are very high curbs here at Rowra, and I can only think it's because he's hit a curb, but that's not what the fairings were intended for. Chesterton leads the championship. Coming up after the break, it's Army Cadet for drivers from 8 years of age.